Welcome to Section 4 of Bash Camp. You are over halfway through this training module, so congratulations and keep on going. We always have to start with our Bash Camp mantra. Hashtag, I'm a Bash Camper. I am, I can, I will, I do. We've covered establishing goals and building trust, how to build relationships, how to share a compelling reason to book, and now this section will be covering the keys to having a $1,000 blend bash. So let's go. We are near the final stage of the sales process and focusing on delivering on your promises. As we cover the key components of having a $1,000 party, remember you are working on principles that will help you reach that goal. If you don't end up hitting the $1,000 mark, do not feel like you haven't succeeded. Anything you learn that helps you increase your current average is a win. Hitting $1,000 in sales at a party means that you'll be paid almost $300 for your work. Nice paycheck. Be sure having a goal of a $1,000 party has its rewards for both your hosts as well as you. If there were adjustments that you could make to increase your host experience and rewards, as well as increase your income and your chances of booking additional parties and finding more business leads, would you be willing to make those adjustments? My guess is you would, so this section may help you do that. Be sure you fully understand the Host Rewards program and don't assume that your host automatically gets it. The levels set up are to help your host set a goal. Your host coaching helps in building up their belief that they can reach that goal and should build on their desire to jump a level or two once the party has been held to increase their rewards. When the creation of your host wish list is part of your host coaching and she is committed to earning as much of that for free, your chances of her following your advice will be greater. Be sure your hosts know the added benefits with half-off items, the host VIP rewards, and the added shade that you can use as a reward for pre-selling bash boxes. And never forget about the Incredible Heroes program where they're going to be donating that free day of daycare. The key to successful blend bashes is planning ahead. Get in the habit of reviewing your calendar weekly to see what's coming up and how far in advance your parties are booked. Booking a blend bash 2 to 3 weeks in advance, and in Canada 3 to 4 is necessary. Knowing that you have a minimum of 14 days to enter the party and 21 days in Canada, it's best to plan your calendar further out than you did with traditional parties. With all the benefits of a blend bash, the extra planning time is worth it. It all begins with the bookings. As you finish this section, review your current blend bash schedule. Do you have the number of parties and particularly blend bashes that you want and need to achieve your goals? Review your schedule now and highlight dates that you want to book over the next 6 to 8 weeks. If you hosted your own in-home blend bash as recommended, you should have a few on your calendar already. Now book the remaining dates through connections with your customers and previous hosts. There is a process for achieving the $1,000 party more consistently. Step 1 begins with contacting your customers to book. If you do need to make some booking connections, always remember hosting is for them, not you. Consider their needs to restock, fill up on their favorites, and offer some decorating options for the upcoming season or holiday. Start out by asking how their products have worked out, if they're ready to replenish, and how they would feel about hosting our latest DIY blend bash party if they haven't done so already. Tell them what dates you're trying to book and ask if either of those dates work for them. Make it sound fun, rewarding, and easy to host. Parties can be the key to you meeting your financial and business goals, earning trips, earning pink dollars, and income. The great thing about parties over events is that you don't have to wait for one to be scheduled in your area, and there's no application fee for a party. You can book a party anytime you choose. If you've taken the time to connect with those customers that you surveyed from the previous Bash Camp section, you may have this step already taken care of. Step 2 has to do with pre-orders, which are key to reaching the $1,000 party goal. Connecting with your host to see who you might need to send samples to that can't attend will help with building party sales before you ever arrive. Step 3 means preparing your host with what to say to guests as they personally invite their friends. The success and ease of the blend bash is getting your host to focus on filling 10 spots at the party with people pre-buying the bash box, and then expanding that list to some that can't attend for pre- and post-party orders. Personal contacts are key when it comes to the pre-selling process. Step 4 is all about host coaching. Fortunately, good host coaching is a skill that you can develop and get better at every time you party. Use the resources we've mentioned several times, both the host planning guide and the host checklist. The last step, step 5, means you working with the guests to upsell them on additional fragrances at the party, adding an accent shade to their Simmering Light order, asking about gift buying needs, and if there's anything they had their eye on that they weren't able to purchase. That allows you to segue into how they would feel about hosting their own party to get those items for free or at a discount. Then, post-party orders play an important role in reaching that $1,000 level. 30% of parties, statistically, $1,000 parties have pre- and post-party orders included. So let's dive into some specifics with each of the 5 steps. In the past, inviting 50 to a party was necessary to get 10 to 12 there, and then you would still end up with a few of those canceling right before the party. Now you're focusing on your host getting 10 guests who are willing to pre-buy the bash box, and when they buy, they attend. Using the 10 plus 3 plus 3 formula, your host sees the value in collecting 3 pre-party and 3 post-party orders. As you focus on these important components of a successful party, the work you do before the party is as important as the work you do at the party. You want your host to feel connected to you and see the value of what you are encouraging them to do. Everything comes back to them feeling like you care, you're knowledgeable, you will give this party every effort you have to make it as successful for the host as possible. We've talked about utilizing the resources available to you. Having a $1,000 party takes a process, so I'll just reiterate how important both the host planning guide and host checklist are to you having successful parties. Don't skip steps. Make the necessary connections, because along the way you are building a relationship with your host that means that she is going to be more confident and comfortable with you being in front of her friends. You want her to actually be excited about you meeting her friends as you work together to create a great party experience for everyone attending. The Direct Sellers Association did a survey several years ago about hosts and their party plan experiences. One of their biggest complaints that they had was that the consultant did not connect with them enough. So if you're feeling like you are bugging a host, you are wrong. She wants to make this party successful. She wouldn't have agreed to host it if she expected it to bomb. Getting the host commitment is all about connecting. Asking questions of your host, like why she decided to host the party in the first place, is going to help you understand why she's excited about having their friends over to share these incredible products with. Let her know you'll be coming alongside her every step of the way so she feels supported. Creating a Bashbox video to make it easier on your host to sell the idea of her friends pre-buying that Bashbox will go a long way in her feeling supported and guests getting to see you before they come to the party. We challenged you in a previous section of Bash Camp to create that video, and now it's your time to use it. Once the Bashbox selling begins, set up a Facebook event and go live. This step is in advance of the 7 days before the party, so you can reinforce the purchase of their Bashbox. They can come to the party ready to blend and take home product that night. Share how much fun the party is going to be and how excited you are about them attending. It's just one more personal step in creating a great atmosphere for a successful party. Use page 4 yourself of the host planning guide just as you are having the host do, so you can personally track how she's doing with getting the 10 Bashboxes sold. This consultant has written down the guests that have pre-purchased as she's talked with the host, so she's very aware of how many have actually already sold. She's also written on that page the date of the party and the last sale date of the Bashboxes before customer service gets the Blend Bash ready to ship. Remember that they will automatically ship 3 blending bags for every Bashbox that was not sold. So those guests that attend and have not pre-purchased the Bashbox can buy the blending bags at $27 for 3, but they will not receive the adorable Bashbox, the 3 samples, or the Gold Card, nor will they be offered the chance to purchase the Simmer Pot at $20 for an $8 savings. So now you're at the party. Consider laying out your plan for products and the Blend Bash around the home to encourage mingling, making the Blend Bash the center point of focus. Not knowing what you may be walking into in terms of space, just consider how you can strategically place items so guests can see the products working in several places, even in the guest bathroom. You want guests to smell the amazing fragrance the moment they hit the front door as well. As guests arrive, offer to greet them at the door for the host, ask who they are, how they know the host, introduce yourself, and ask if they've ever heard of Pink Zebra before. This is where your Blend Bash prep and party cards will come in handy with how to open the party, how to get everyone blending, and how to close the party and work one-on-one with guests. Another section of Bash Camp will help you maximize that one-on-one time with those guests for achieving those 2 bookings and 1 business lead goal that you have. Blend Bashes carry a higher party average, and one of the factors is that separation of purchases, known as Diva Math. We know guests attend a party with a certain dollar amount in mind that they're going to spend. When they have spent $26, a few weeks before that party, those dollars spent are gone and forgotten. The likelihood of guests spending more is high. Time for selling more sprinkles and home decor, which only increases your average customer order. Check out this comparison of what your sales could generate with pre-selling versus not pre-selling, which again reinforces why this strategy works in your favor. With pre-selling a Bash box, you can see the price, US and Canada. If they're purchasing that simmer pot, what their order would be. At the party, then, they're going to order a couple more sprinkles. This is just an average order, a warming shade, a soap, for a total of $130 in the US and $162.50 in Canada. Without pre-selling, the likelihood is that they're going to purchase 3 sprinkles, a simmering light, and a warming shade for a total of $100. So pre-selling gets the guests there and also increases your party average order statistically. Sharing multiple recipe ideas will help those customers that struggle with creating their own get creative. Use the cards that come in the Blend Bash and also consider posting more recipe ideas with small place cards around your display. Bundling can help guests make buying decisions and increase what they may have considered ordering. Create product combinations that you think work well together and suggest bundling products together to complete a look. There are numerous images in the back office and ideas in the catalog to help you, or come up with your own fun bundling ideas. When the party is over, share the fun and products that guests fell in love with on the Facebook event that you created. You can post photos. The host can share a photo with her friends blending, or at the end with the Blend Bash theme sign saying, "Wish you were here." You can share the favorites from shades to fragrances to entice others that weren't there to place their outside order. So there's just one assignment from this week's section. Assignment number 8 is completing the $1,000 party quiz. The link, as always, follows this section. So now we finish with our hashtag, I'm a Bash Camper, I am, I can, I will, I do, I did. And that brings section 4 to a close.